Hello guys, we are on the final part of chapter 6. This is on page 265. We're going to use multiple workbook sheets. We have already done part of this with our battleship. This is car sales, so please open it if you have not already. First thing what we're going to do is here, we're going to move our used cars over between new car sales and sheet 2. All you have to do is click, get the little paper thing, drag it over to where you want it, and I just drove it too far. So click, drag it back to where you want it. You can see where the little black arrow moves. That's where it's going to be dropped down in. So now we can click back and forth. Here's our new car, used car, sheet 2. We are going to go ahead and rename it. You guys already know you can do right click, rename, or double click. This is going to be called total sales. Now what we're going to do, we're going to take our new car sales, we're going to go grab our people, and we are going to copy them. You can use Control C, or you have your copy button right up here on your home tab. Personally, I prefer my Control C. Click on total sales. In A3, we're going to paste it in. Now when you paste, you have your paste options. This is just like Word. So you can go ahead and click on this, and what we're going to use is our link cells. That way if we would go in and change anything, it changes our sheet for us. Now we need to insert our other people from our used car sales. So what we're going to do, we're going to click on them, and we're going to highlight them. Oops, too far. Copy. Go to our total sales. Paste it in. And once again, we are going to link our cells. We can go ahead and use any formatting that we need to. Right now, we don't have to do that. So what we're going to do now, resize it here. Column A changes so all of total car sales is in there. What we're going to do is we are just going to click on our boundary over, so that way we have all of Washington in there. Excuse me. And B4, what we're going to do is we are going to put in a formula so that way things are the same. However, we have to change somebody's name first. So we're going to go to our new car sales. Right here, we have a typo. It says Bass. We're going to change it to Base, B-A-S-E. Hit Enter. Then over here on total sales, as you can see, it has changed for us. We don't have to worry about that then. So what we're going to do now, we're going to take our B4. We're going to have equals, and we're going to go get some information from a previous page. Really follow along here. This is on page 266 at the bottom. So equals. Click on new car sales, and we want our total sales. So you can see here we have our equals new car sales explanation point E4. So this is how our cell reference is. If we would click over here on total sales, you can see that it changes. That messes it up. So once you have that, make sure everything is in there. You can use your check mark or handy dandy little enter key. That pulls it in for you. So now you can fill this down. And this only goes through, I believe, King. Oh, King is part of used car sales. You can see it doesn't work. So we're going to change that. Equals used car sales. Click on it, enter, and then we can go ahead and fill it down. So now what we can do, we can change our value. So if we go over here into our new car sales, into D4, and let's say we change this value to 143,000, it changes our total sales here. It changes our total sales over here. That's why we have them linked. Remember, we can change our margins. That is under your page layout, margins, something like this, we might want just the wide ones because it's not a whole lot of information. If you'd go into your print preview, you can see how it's changed, but it's just like Word. And then you can go into your print preview and check all of that out. That is it for this part. So now what we are going to do is we are going to go and open up Fundraiser. This is another one within Moodle. This is our last part of the section. This is answering what if questions. So we can actually have this do an analysis for us, and it will figure what will happen if we change something. So here, like I said, you're opening up Fundraiser within Moodle, and this is going to be super easy. Our auditorium rental right now is $350. We want to know what happens if it changes to $500. We also want to know what happens if we change our auditorium attendance to 150 over 200. Or what happens if we want a minimum profit of $425. And so that means we have to change the ticket price. So here we go. What we're going to do is we're going to create a scenario. We have this open. This is on page 270. We're going to start at section 4. So here we're going to go to data and then what if analysis. From there we're going to select scenario manager. Right now we don't have anything in here. So we want to add a new one. Our name is going to be $10. So what happens if our ticket price is $10? We want our cell changing, so which one we're going to put new information in. Click on your arrow. In this case, we want B4 because that's where our ticket price is. Click on your arrow again. Here it shows you who it was created by. Not positive if yours shows that or not. I do not remember. Then tell it OK. So first box then that comes up, it already tells us that it's $10. That's what's currently in there. So we're going to tell it OK. We want to add another one. This one we're going to call $12. Our changing cell is already at B4. Tell it OK. We want to change our value to $12. Notice they're using an absolute cell reference in here. Tell it OK. We are going to go ahead, add one more. We're going to call it $13. Our changing cell is still B4. Tell it OK. Put in 13. Then tell it OK. After we are finished with that, we want to see what happens. So we want to tell it show. So it shows us what happens with our $13. We can show what happens to our $12. And you can see it changes for each one. So if we select our summary, our results cell is going to be B15 because that's where everything changes. That's what we want to look at. We can have a pivot table report or a scenario summary. For us, we're going to use the scenario summary. The top option, tell it OK. So it shows us currently we have $12 in there. Here's what happens if we have $10, $12, and $13, how our profit changes. And it tells us here's what it's originally at. The changing part is in gray. That's all this shows. This is a quick, easy way to see what changes you'll have in profits. Hopefully you guys got through this with no problems. Once again, look through the chapter, look through all the practice exercises, go back through and complete them if you have not yet. Remember, everything starts at the very beginning on page 245 for practices, 243 for the chapter, and it goes through 271. Once you're finished, you should easily be able to go in and answer the questions at the end of the chapter, which are posted into Moodle and you guys have already started. We'll see you Thursday morning.